Oh, holy shit. I thought the music was better than that. It sounded good when I downloaded it. I don't know what happened to it. Sound check. Sound check. Bob. Dr. Bob, where ye be? Let's see. I did a little work, do a little prep for the show. And so I laid down at 5:30, got up at 8 o'clock. So 2.5 hour nap. It's Friday night. My workout week is over. Let's see. Audio should be good. I think it's good. You should hear me. Okay, got that off. All right. Okay. The Holiday Man. Dr. Bob, where ye be? Gampers, have you checked the local precinct, docs? For Dr. Bob? How dare you? Gotta pour me a VO cognac. Oh, yeah. Kirkland, baby. XO, let's try it. Smells good. From France. Kirkland Black member. Buy in bulk. Yeah, it's great. I think it's going to be my go-to now. I mean, I got some brandy. I got some peach brandy and honey brandy or something for the holidays. Rufus is here. Jesus! That beard looks more Amish than Mormon. Well, take it up with AI. I have to get an account with Chat GPT. So I searched on. I did some searching. I just want to get it to create images, and there is. You just have to purchase the program, which is $20 a month. The problem is, I thought it came out real. I didn't put all those words in. It added everything to it. I just put in some simple, I got a van, go for removal, pastor services, and give me a Mormon beard, and that's what it gave me. And well, Amish, whatever it could be. Religious connotation, I guess. So the problem, but they really, it does a good job, because I go into Grok to make an image. It's just not the same. It won't give me a thumbnail. It'll only give me like a square, and I put in there, thumbnail 16 by 9. But Chat GPT does exactly what you want it to do. And it just does a better job. And then it throws all that stuff in there. I didn't put those words in there. Humane, professional, faith-based. How funny is that? Called to serve the villages, Florida. That's great. And it's DOXX at DUSK, Friday, May 15th, Central Florida Network. NewBroShow. Oh, this guy's getting monetized. I can't. Good for him. I don't know what he's going to do with the money. Is he going to put it back into the YouTube business? Trump USA. If nobody was going to show up, I still might play it. I got the President Air Force One. I was trying to I'm just going to play the thing. I'm not even going to edit it, because I want to know what happened. I mean, you got all the pageantry and he's getting toured around by President Xi himself. And it's like, what did we give up for all of this? I mean, what do they want? Of course, both negotiations, both sides want something. So I don't know. I think I'm going to play it. It's like 27 minutes long. I might play it. I'd like to get Dr. Bob over here, but maybe he won't make it. Our last stream we did pretty good. I don't know if Jax read it right. I did talk to Jax. He said, Dr. Bob and I, and everybody, I'm watching the other shows. We're content for every other show. And there was complaining about playing the Frontier airline hitting that guy, and I asked Jax, well, how many? We got 400 views. That's okay, but it's really the viewing hours. And he said 141. That's 140. That's not possible. I hope he read it right. But that's unbelievable. So sitting down here. Oh, we got AD never calling. I want him, if he was going to make one of me, I think it'd be funny if I was bald. Hey, Rufus, can you send me an Afro pic you made? Rufus, leaning into the macabre with overanalyzing the Denver video. No, I've changed my position. I think I heard you on another show if I have my same position. No, I'm 50-50 now. Because I talked to a guy at the fitness center. His son is in the railroad business. He's an inspector for the railroad. And he says, it happens all the time with the railroad. I go, what? Yeah, they just don't report it. It doesn't make the news anymore. They don't want to encourage it. And I looked up the statistics nationwide, and they won't give you the self-harm statistics, but just carelessness is like 800 to 1,000 a year. And then the self-harm is another 400. And I said, you got to be kidding me. And he goes, no, and it's usually at night. Now, his son's an inspector. So he told me a story. He's going down, he's riding with the engineers. They got the light on. They're going down the track, and there's a guy laying on the track, wide awake and looking right at him. And, they're doing the horn, everything else. And so, in fact, he told me one day, I went back and I had more questions. I said, well, don't you guys hit the brakes? Doesn't it lock up the wheels? He goes, no, you can't do that. The train will go off the tracks. So when they brake, they have to do a slowdown procedure. And he doesn't budge. They go right over him. I go, oh, you got to be kidding me. No, wide awake. And of course, some are drunk, but they know when they're laying down on the track like that. They want to end it. So it is self-harm. So I thought, oh man, you gotta be. And I said, and it takes the train 1.5 miles to stop. Can you believe that? 1.5 miles. And then what do? Well, you got to have hazardous material pickup. So they got their own team. The railroad has their own team. He says it happens all the time. I couldn't believe it. I got to do a little drinking. Cabana boy, McLobster. So you're basically a glorified cabana boy. I don't know what that means. McLobster. This is pretty good. So woke up. So I just will do a stream. You got to force yourself sometime. So I just hit it 9 o'clock. Let's do it. So what else did he tell me? Oh, he was also a cop. And I don't know why he told me this story, but this was just incredible. And I absolutely believe it because it's Florida. There was 2 couples. One has a son and the other couple has a boy, they're neighbors or wherever. And the 2 kids are dating each other. And one spouse of one family and the other spouse of the other family absolutely refuses it. You cannot get involved with this person. Cannot do it. You can't do it. And really adamant about it. And so they run off and get married. And then they come back, and he's investigating this because there's some family disturbance. Or I guess the girl that ran off is suicidal, or self-harm. And he says the reason was that their brother and a sister. But the spouses wouldn't tell them. I go, oh, shit. Can you imagine that? In Florida, I believe it. I believe it. How many comments have we got? Oh, we got a few. Oh, GD's here. Good. So you're basically a glorified, what is this? You're basically a glorified cabana boy. I don't know what the hell that means. Like I'm working for Jax or something. I don't know. Yeah, your email, question mark. What about my email? Go look at my email. DOXX report at, what did you send me on that pilot? Yeah. Oh, here's the bottom line on that frontier thing, at least for me. Conclusively, we will never know. There's no way to know. I don't care if it's the medical examiner. I don't care if it's a pilot with 30 years experience. You don't know, because you'd have to. I remember look there. You can go on and look at YouTube. Oh, and he also told me they got films. The railroad has films where people are on their cell phone. They would just walk across. They're not even looking. They're not paying attention. And it's a train coming, and they got the earplugs in, and they're not paying attention. Boom, dead. They're just. You have eyes and ears, but you have to have your mind focused. You have to be alert, and they're not. They just don't think about it. So this guy, I have a hard time to believe he timed it that perfect, but we don't know. Have no idea. I mean, if there's a guy willing to get on the track and just stare at the train coming, I mean, I guess he could. He knew. I'm 50-50 on it now. But I was searching for one. There was one in like the 30s or 20s or something, or 40s, where this girl is well dressed. Because it just stayed in my mind. Once you see it, you don't forget it. And everybody stopped. You know, there's people. It's like a New York City setting. And she's walking towards the track, and she's attractive, and maybe she's used to people looking at her, and she's just not paying attention. She walks right into the train as it hits her. Now, the expression on her face, it wasn't, she wasn't paying attention. You could see she wasn't paying attention, and it just obliterated her. So I think it's 50-50. And it's the most, humans are the most dangerous animal on the planet, capable of anything. Anything. Yeah, I did see my, it getting to know you, Docs, whatever that means, Rufus, Dr. Rufus, whatever that means. Evening Doc, says Plonk. Well, evening to you. 80 never calling Docs. If you put the thumbnail. Well, not, and StreamYard doesn't do that. No, StreamYard just tells me, it's too large. It's a 2 megabyte size is the max. And the Chat GPT does 2.5. It just won't take it. You know, it won't adjust it. Are you telling me StreamYard does that? Mine doesn't do that. And YouTube live stream, I use software. I don't use YouTube directly. So my interface between myself and YouTube live stream is StreamYard. Okay, I'll give you credit for that. Hang on. Oh, didn't do that. Okay, turn it up. Come on. Mac Lobster. The last thing Morty's going to see is the inside of that gopher van. Sad. I got nothing against Morty. I'm not angry. I didn't listen to it. I told you I'm going no contact. Now, will I throw in a comment when he's live? Okay, but that's not contact. No contact. So it doesn't bother me at all. M16, how many Jack Stream doing in your opinion, DOXX? Well, he's. I think he's got to find his stride. How's the early morning live stream? Well, I don't want to critique it, but he's listening. I'm sure he's going to listen to this. But when I hear somebody coming on saying, "Oh, it's boring," and and it gets old after a while. I understand that, but you're in charge. So talk about something you want to talk about, right? If you don't want to do that, well, I don't know. I don't know how to help it. I don't know what the secret sauce is. Anyway, all right, GD. Good evening, Lex. Good evening, GD. Who's awake for the Jack stream? It's an ungodly hour. Well, I guess around the world, we're in all different time zones. Let's see. For instance, right now, what do we have? Los Angeles time. It's after 6 p.m. New York, it's 9:22, whatever, 9:21. Los Angeles, 6:21. New York, it's 9:21. London, 2:20 in the morning. Paris, 3:20 in the morning. Berlin, 3:20. Tel Aviv, 4:20. Dubai, 5:20 a.m. Shenzhen, 9:20. How long is Archie going to stay over there? Shit. He can't close the deal. He's living over there already, it seems like. Brisbane, 11:20 a.m. down in Australia, so it depends what audience you want to track. Well, he found a niche for it, and everybody else. And why did everybody else come over then? If it was such a bad time zone, a lot of other people came over. Well, I don't have his email address. He's certainly welcome here, and maybe he'll see it, but maybe he's taking a nap at 3:20. Where's the co-pilot, Dr. Bob? He's not. Oh, come on, you be the co-pilot, GD. AD never called. In chat got images. Oh, I could tell. Oh, well, you said, what did you say? I thought you were talking about YouTube. Where'd you go? Hang on. DOXX, if you put thumbnail for YouTube live stream. In the chat mechanism. Oh, there you go. Oh, I got you. Okay, I'll do that next time for the possible. So it'll work well with YouTube. Okay, I'll do that. What I do is I put it into a grok and I just say, make an exact image of this, and it just makes it. Oh, I got you. Okay, very good. I'll remember that. Thank you. Right. All right. Thank you. I'm saying chat GPT. Right. Well, make the correct image. If you make it, make it for YouTube live stream. Very good. Yeah. And I guess that's the new Trump's over there. I mean, what does China want? You treat a guy like that. And I don't think we gave up anything. And didn't I hear the Chinese leader say Iran, he doesn't want Iran to have a nuke either. So, and I think he offered help for the Strait there, but President Trump on the plane says, I'm not asking for the help because then we got to give them something. We didn't. So I don't know. Interesting. I got to play the clip, I think. I'll probably lose 10 people, 20. I got 20, but I'll probably lose half of you. The pilot, that clip you sent me, the lights on the front of the plane, Tantegavi said, would be blinding. He wasn't looking in that direction, Rufus, and he had a hoodie on. Okay, and again, I'm 50-50. Conclusively, we will never know. He may have been so out of it. He looks, I mean, if you look at his photo, this guy, he's a hard ass. He's going to do it his way. He got, let's look at him. Where is he? Conclusively, there's no way to know. Where is he? Yeah, he's a hard ass. Look at that. He's going to do it his way. His way. Hoodie up. Or maybe he thought it was a cop looking for. Who knows? You can't know. They rule it as a self-harm. That's what it goes in the books. Takeoff. He said it would be blinding. Absolutely no way of missing that. And your AI is getting to know you. Okay, is that supposed to scare me? What does that mean? Okay, let it know me. Getting to know me, my IP provider knows everything I look at. You know? I mean, so who cares? Mine remembers everything I ask it and remembers. Okay. But I just give it general instructions. I don't tell it, like I didn't say, all I put in there is I said, put in, give me a Mormon looking hat and brighten up the thing and go for removal and pastor services with a service van in the villages. It made on its own, humane, professional, faith-based, which I thought was pretty fun. Protecting homes, serving seniors, pest control with a purpose. It did all that. I think it's great. But I don't sign in, so unless it knows memorizing my IP address, I don't sign into it. I just use it. I get the free service, because I don't make that many images. But I'm thinking now for $20 a month, then I can make as many as I want. So I should do it. I didn't listen to it. Well, he's going to be harsher after tonight. I went out and I had, for my audience, I went out and dug up the Mark Goldberg interview of one known. Now, he's Morty now, but back in the day, he was, and this was 6 years ago, so it was 2020. I wasn't even in Florida, and he had an interview with Mark Goldberg. He told all. Now, a lot of people may be new. So, and maybe you're new to Morty and you like Morty, and he's very secretive. He doesn't tell you. Well, but he told Mark everything I know about Morty. I mean, I learned a lot of things. He would never tell me what he told Mark Goldberg. So I've got it set up, ready to go. And I'm just going to hang out. Dr. Bob, where are you, Dr. Bob? Did it really curly mode? Wow. Well, I've asked a couple people that heard it. I didn't really get a definitive answer. I wonder what set him off. The Playboy. I don't know. I don't know what set him off. I really don't. Why do you go no? Are you interested in 70-year-olds and 80? I talked to them. There was a very pleasant woman next to me. She got a husband and a son living with. In fact, she lives here. I was at the fitness center, and she goes, "Oh yeah," but she had a real low voice. Like she doesn't. I couldn't hear her sometimes because she's just used to talking softly. But I talk to people. I don't go no contact, but I'm not dating. Why do you go no contact with all those village ladies? Is your no contact is out of control? No, I very pleasant. My neighbor, he's been out of town, and I'm coming back from the fitness center, and usually we chit-chat in the street. I roll my window down, but then we're in the street, so I wave to him, and I go to my driveway, and he follows me over, and I shut off the engine. We chat. He was gone for over 2 weeks, and saw his grandkids and everything else, and his wife just wanted to. I told you there's an organ up there that she used to play the organ, and so they wanted to go listen to it. She did, so they just go. And of course, now they're up there. They've got the daughter and the grandkids and everything. And he's got a son too. He stopped by and see. Let's see, Justice for Chud, whoever that is. I don't know what this means. Gildan, hey, who's he here? Bud Chud got in trouble. He's in jail. Whatever. Gildan. Rufus. I message you, Patrick, if you want that picture. The crappy summit. Don't do it, Lex. He's on the record. No, I am going to do it. He is on the record. And everybody should get to know, and I don't want to misquote him. He did it. He's on the record, on YouTube. And I am going to play it. Unless he picks up the link and, If I had Dr. Bob here, I don't want to talk to him. If I had Dr. Bob here, I'll let anybody on. Not anybody, but if Dr. Bob was here, I would go mute and I could just be in the background, And then if you want to talk about me, I don't care. But he's not here, so can't do that. Maybe Dr. Bob will stop by. The crappy summit, don't do it. Like, I am going to do it. Mac Lobster, you can turn on private relay and the internet provider can't track your use. I don't really care. Let them. You can use, if you use iCloud, you can, okay, I'm not doing any criminal acts. I use iCloud for my documents and all that, but they can get a court order to go in there. Well, let me write that down. But I don't, let's see, if you use iCloud, you can turn on private relay. I'm going to research that. Thank you. Private relay. iCloud. And the internet provider can't track your usage. I don't know. Xfinity, they do about anything they want. Gil, then play the. Oh, I'm going to do it. But I want to do. I'm not sleepy. I'm just enjoying my cognac. Would you guys really be upset if I played President Trump on his airplane? I want to know what's going on Air Force One. Would that really chase you all away? It's I think it's 27 minutes long. Because that's how I find out stuff. Because it's a Friday, and that goes into the news cycle for the weekend. I mean, because they don't work. And I'd like to hear him, do some things up. And what are those processors called for AI? Oh, I gotta look that up. Oh, grok. Get rid of that. AI. What are the AI chips called? I guess that's almost like a currency now. They're not getting the top chips. Neural processors. Semiconductors. Okay, so here's the new dollar thing. It's the dollar, American dollar. Somebody is going to be based on AI, semiconductors, and energy, which is oil. Semiconductors. So they want them to be, let's see, we got to get rid of that frickin' ex-Mormon photo. What do we got here? I didn't bring over my, oh man. Let's see. Talk among yourselves. I got to go get that bridge shot and Villages at Night. I just got to find it now. I can send you the Men in Black, Patrick of us, that thumbnail, because I took everything down that had any kind of copyright. I just can't take any chances. Oh, man. I guess we could go in the bird cage. What did I do with the bridge? Looking. Well, I guess we can go to the. There's the interview. There's the sit down. You check out Morty's Velcro shoes there. That's funny. Come on, that's funny. Maybe she'll dust off your. Come on, collapser. Maybe she'll dust off your organ. Come, please. That's my neighbor you speak of. You sound pretty loose there, Docs. Happy Friday. I feel good. I don't feel the cognac yet, but nice nap. I was like, I got to lay down. If I'm going to stream, I got to lay down. And I want to get up early and do my shopping. Now, there's another guy I talked to at the fitness center. His wife is like my neighbor's wife. Their wives sleep in and they get up early. So anyway, he wanted to go to Publix. That's one of the grocery stores here down south. I never heard of it. PUBLX. LIX. And so the deli now is no longer, no longer take a number. So there's a crowd always at the deli. So he's backed up. So this big guy, he said was 300 pounds. Now he's not that tall, the guy I talked to. And he's coming through with his cart and runs over his foot. And he's a New Yorker. This guy, he's like he's like a terrier. He's not, and so he followed him over there. And he followed him over there and got to him. He goes, "Excuse me, sir, you ran over my foot." And the guy said, "You were in my way." He was standing, he backed up all the way. And I mean, that's a Larry David thing. I mean, he should do a show just on the villages. And he's kind of strong, this guy. And he took the cart and he pushed it out of the way. And then the big guy says, "Don't try anything." And he says, "I'm not going to go to, court for this guy." But he threw his cart out of the way and walked back to his wife. His wife thought he was going to get in a fight. And I go, "Oh, that's the reason I like to shop in the morning. There's no crowds." That's the villages. It's a jungle out there. Will Morty bring back the penance list just Okay. Well, I really don't care, Let's see, GD, will Morty bring back the penance list just to include the DOXX report? Well, I was over there reading the chat, and I wasn't getting a lot of support from the group. I was really surprised. I was shocked. I don't even remember what I was saying. I mean, I take responsibility for it. I wasn't making anything up, I don't believe. Trump, you really want to play Trump? Well, I don't have to, if the chat remains lively. And I'm waiting kind of for Dr. Bob, if he sees this. But I can look up some things. But it was shocking because, I mean, the guy's son works for the railroad. And he says they get them all. They look at safety films where people are on their phone and they get hit by the train. They don't see it. They're not aware. Their awareness is all on the phone. So, again, it's 50-50, I think, on the guy. I don't have a problem calling it self-harm, but I just can't imagine. But then again, I can't imagine laying on a track and just staring at the train as it's coming down on you. And don't flinch. It's like, take me. Can life be that bad? Then I asked the guy, well, then what? It takes the train, so you run over him. You're in the braking process. It takes 1.5 miles. The team has to go there with, I guess, plastic bags and gloves and just pick up whatever they can see. I mean, the debris. Holy shit. I mean, it's a hard thing. Please, okay, there we go. Okay, I won't do it then. That's kind of what I figure. I was going to put it up on maybe I don't have to do it. Those are the interested are going to find it and play it for themselves, GDF me, Dad. No Trump. Okay, all right, I won't play it. I'll just ramble on. Okay, Trump is ratings poison. Well, it's politics. Is rating poison. Okay. Nasty and vicious. Blanca 27s is a long time. Okay, I won't play it. All right. Let's see. That's a pretty accurate image of the Morty. Is it? Well, I wanted it to. Well, I mean, Goldberg didn't come out too well because I did put in his photo and I said, use this image for the guy interviewing or having a discussion with the other guy. And this is the photo I gave him, and that's what came back. So it's kind of close. You want playboard tonight? But I slept so long. I mean, I can do the playboard really quick, too. We can do a playboard a go-go if you want. Well, how would you know, Rufus? Nobody's ever met him except AD, no, not AD, Oz the Expat. No one knows. Still can't see your chats, GD. It says, that's between you and GD, Rufus. AD JD never calling. Thank you. He wants that afro. Okay, let's, do you want the playboard? Or you want the interview right now? Because I'm caught up on the chat. I'll probably play the interview a couple times. All right, let's play the interview. And while I sip on my cognac, the infamous 6 year. Oh, here we go. Got a comment. Oh, damn. Oh, that's McLobster. I was on a train once. A guy jumped in front, almost missed my damn flight. Why inconvenience others with your unliving? Correct. Right. And like the Frontier thing, I mean, he could have taken out 200 people. And that's the reason he was ID'd so quick. They wanted to find out exactly who he was. And the thing that saved that flight, there was, it was a 13,000-foot runway or something like that. Extremely long runway, 12,000 or something. So they had plenty of time to slow it down. It's terrible. Okay, let's get to the interview. 6 years ago, so that would be 2020. And he tells all to one Mark Goldberg. There's a link in the description to the original video. Yeah, he talks about me, comes after me. Oh, okay. And not many people, I mean, Morty's very private. So why did you, well, I'm not asking him. I don't really care. All right, here we go. Take it away.
Now, I know that you have publicly released what city you live in. Would you mind repeating that for the punters, just so they know what part of the country you're?
I'm in Portland, Oregon.
And where were you born, Crappy?
New York City.
And how long did you live in New York?
Through college, 22.
Okay. And how old a man are you?
64. Oh, my PayPal is a crappyluxurypdx@gmail.com.
Crappy, what is the nature? You're a single man at this point. My question is, have you always been single, or were you ever married?
No, I never got married for various reasons. There have been numerous opportunities, but I didn't get married.
So you never got married, and I assume that means you have no children. Have you ever traveled?
I don't know if I do.
Outside the United States.
Say that again?
Have you ever been outside the U.S.?
Yes, I've been to Vancouver, BC, Tijuana, Mexico, Juarez, Mexico, and Japan.
Now, you used to live in Southern California also, is that correct? So why don't you kind of lay out for us where you've lived in this country?
Also Texas.
Well, I've lived in New York, Brooklyn, New York, Long Island, Washington, D.C., Atlanta, Georgia, Dallas, Texas, and the suburbs, Honolulu, Los Angeles, and various suburbs, and Seattle, and now Portland.
Are you a grifter? Like, what's the deal here?
No, not at all. It's not uncommon to move around, and after 18 or so years in Los Angeles, I wanted to get out. I had enough.
So, Crappy, are you retired or are you working?
I'm not retired, but I'm not working at the present time.
So would you say you are involuntarily separated from work? Was that what that means?
No, I'm just, hanging out, and I'll go back and work again. Probably soon, yeah.
So you're on hiatus from work. When is the last time that you worked?
3 or 4 years ago.
Oh, so you've been off work for quite a while.
Yeah, I keep very, very busy. I have lots of things to do besides YouTube.
So you are independently wealthy.
I do have access to some money.
And that begs the question as to why you present yourself as in need of people to buy your watch for you when you haven't even worked in 4 years and you're not on disability and you have access to money.
Well, I have access to money. I don't have access to money to buy a quality watch.
I see. So
is he on unemployment? Unemployment is technically different from disability.
I am not on unemployment. I am not on disability. I am not on what do you call that? blood plasma donation schedules for
Have you
for
claimed
$50.
have you claimed Social Security yet?
Yes, I have, because I'm at the age where you can put in the
Well, you would have gotten more if you waited, right?
Yeah, that's correct, but it's not that much more really. And also, how long am I going to live? So I figured get it now.
No time like the present. Would you mind telling us, like, at least the general type of profession that in which you were involved? Like, are you an accountant? Give us like a general.
I worked in the motion picture industry a long time in the area of marketing and publicity for major studios, and I also worked as an actor, primarily in the '90s, and then I've been a how do you say this? A teacher, a various professor, teacher type position.
Do you have an IMDb?
I prefer not to say.
Okay, I'm going to take that as a yes. Crappy has an IMDb. That's interesting.
My silence does not indicate a yes or a no.
I understand that. That's what you have to say, but
that was a good enough reply for Sir Thomas More. It should be good enough for me.
Yeah, they cut his head off and put it on a pike.
Hey, at this point, what the hell?
For his silence. Okay, so basically, Crappy's been in the movies. Were you an extra, walk on, a couple of lines?
Well, I did extra work and stand-in work, and also paid acting work. Yeah.
And I understand that this is not the kind of industry that you can pop in or out of. It's like hot or not. Do you feel like you could just like pop right back into it if you?
No, I have no the passion. The passion is not there as it was before.
And what did you teach when you were teaching?
I don't want to say.
Do you have a state credential for teaching?
No.
Did you teach acting?
Did I teach acting? No.
Are you a professor, given that you don't have a license?
Is BBC... Well, professors at universities don't need any license.
Aha. Okay. Did you graduate from college?
Yes, I have a master's degree.
That's what I was going to ask. Do you have an advanced degree? What is your master's degree in?
It's an MBA, marketing concentration.
I understand. I do know you have a cat because you did a very infamous 2-hour review on cat litter. How many cats do you have, Pat?
I have one cat. I've had a cat for 1.5 years.
Do you hate your cat? Because I have a love-hate relationship.
I love my cat. He's the world's greatest cat.
You like another cat because Jupiter could be winging his way to you.
No, I'm just only for one cat. I don't want two cats.
What kind of dwelling do you live in?
I live in a regular apartment complex, like anybody else, with illegal aliens and white trash neighbors.
One bedroom.
And it's just a regular, one-bedroom apartment. It's 900 square feet, which is pretty large, basically. Usually, I think.
Yeah, 900 square feet is a pretty good size.
Yeah, it's larger than most.
Yeah, white trash neighbors. I wonder what they think of you. The little passive aggressiveness on Morty on his neighbors. You don't understand his humor, Lex. No, I understand him perfectly. That's the most genuine you'll ever get, Crappy. Intimate, being genuine, and you should thank me for playing that. The audience now knows him a little better. Well, I played it before. GD, don't do it. There's no coming back. Who wants to go back? This is effing gold. You never heard that before? Gold. Well, that's who he is. I mean, Rufus, yes, clapping, full interview. You want the full interview? Well, that would be, there's a link in the description if you want to hear the entire why they got together. But I find Mark Goldberg so annoying. He just talks and talks and talks and talks and talks. So what I did, I took the section. It's 1 hour and 45 minutes. It's there's a link in the description, and I put it in my iMovie, and then I just transferred the file to MP3. But I just wanted to hear his answer. I just wanted to learn about Crappy, because that's the most you'll ever learn about him, ever. And he's been on YouTube for 6 years. So I think I did him a service, actually. because it deteriorated into. And then there's that frickin' the rancher making noises in the background. GD to Rufus, you don't have me blocked, Rufus? Sometimes you got to go into Google for that, Rufus. You have to go into Google under, there's some, I can't remember what it says, and you'll see blocked people. I mean, I haven't seen your comments for a while. Gilda Krabby, famous. Well, listen, he went public. I don't dox anybody. This is, he went public with Mr. Goldberg. Mr. Goldberg. Mark watches. Well, you'll have to ask him. You're going to have to ask him, Rufus. McLobster. Morty has hobnobbed with all the stars. The greatest actors of our time. Ivar, Professor Crappy is a professor of marketing? He's got an advanced degree, an MBA with marketing. I can't never remember the second word. Well, I played it before, GD, but I'm not going. I'm not at war with them. This is his interview with Mark Goldberg. He made it public. We are witnessing the point of no return in the Morty DOXX. There was no relationship. I always tried to help the guy. Nothing works. I could go much further in what I'm doing. The best thing to do is go no contact. Is that all, Docs? Believe me, you don't want to listen to the whole thing. If Mark Goldberg gets on your nerves, you do not want to listen to the whole thing. And the rancher gets on your nerves, I mean, it's excruciating just to get that. Because then they switched areas. And I can't listen to the rest of it. I can't listen to it. So if you want it, it's in the description, Rufus. You tell me if I missed anything. You can listen to the whole thing tonight if you want. Tell me if I missed anything. But they really switched gears from that. It was a summit. It was a peace summit, basically, between them. And, of course, it didn't work. I put in a lot of time to get that thing. It sure gave me a good nap. Definitely a great service to the public, says 80 Never Calling. Blanca, king of the road. Well, that's one of the takeaways, or earned a living, I mean, but again, I'm not going to go as far to call him a trust fund kid, but he has access to some money. And the only reason, and I advise anyone, if you want to listen to me, you don't take Social Security unless you need it. You don't take it early. Well, why? You think you're going to die? You don't know when you're going to die. So I took mine at 70, so I'm making a pretty good chunk of change from it, really. But he took it early, as soon as you can get it. So I don't think it's that much. But he has access to some money. But again, I don't know if it's a trust fund or an annuity or what. Or maybe he's gone through it. I don't know. That's something you'd have to ask Professor Crappy. Whoever that is, yeah. Gildan Chip Wong was in the chat of the stream. Yeah, he was. And it's in the link. You can go listen to the whole thing. Okay, that's it. Maybe I can get Patrick on the show. Patrick, do you want to come on the stream and tell the audience what you're going to do with all the money you're going to be pulling in? I've had it, there's speculation around. Interesting, very, very, like laughing. Interesting, very interesting. I think it just raises more questions. Playing this clip, I played it before. I mean, I'm not doing commentary. That's what he revealed himself, and I think it's a good thing. He can increase his audience with some intimacy. Playing this clip will be seen as a declaration of war by Morty. Well, he did a pretty. I don't know what triggered him really, but that's okay. I don't care. Goodbye and good luck. I'd love to, Docs, but not tonight. Well, I've heard, Patrick, that you're going to be maybe, altruistic with this money coming in, that you will maybe use the money that you earn to support other channels. A slush fund for good, maybe. I don't know. I'm really tempted to play that Trump clip, but I should do that myself. All right, that's the interview. And I can't find. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to give you. While I'm here, I just will give you some playboard. So I'm going to make some playboard clips, or not clips. I mean thumbnails. Well, I don't think there's anything evil about that. I'm not attacking anyone. Those are his words. I'm not a doxer. I'm a data miner. He's on the record. Macalobster, you're really embracing this super evil megacorp lifestyle, Lex. I ain't doing nothing wrong. He said it, and that's the most honest he's ever been, ever. That's the most revealing he's ever been, ever. And then there's a lot of new people into the community. They haven't heard that. That is Morty. That is crappy luxury. AD never calling, seeing this clip, well, hearing the clip really helps us to know the Mort a little better. Yeah. Does anyone dislike him after hearing that clip? You shouldn't. He's just being honest. Okay, I'm going to give you Timmy, AC3, and the Bird Brain. I'm just shocked that he answered the questions. And where's Mr. Goldberg? AD never calling, Patrick. Very informative interview. Well done by Mr. Goldberg. Riveting question. Have you heard this before, Patrick? It's been, 6 years ago. I just bring in the audience up to speed. I owe that to the audience. Gilden, why does Morty have so much hate with people from Chicago? He doesn't like to, or why listen to him? I don't listen. This show with Dr. Bob and myself made so much, we were the topic for every show out there. I don't listen to any of it, so I'm not upset. He likes being the victim. Gilden, he likes being the victim. The horological Freddy Krueger. AD never calling. I remember seeing it when it was live, but it was a long time. It was 6 years ago. 2020. All right, marker. Patrick likes to hear me say that. Marker. and I'm going to go to Playboard, give you some music to listen to, and we'll get the Playboard going, and we'll do Playboard a go go. The song the intro song wasn't any good. It had a good part to it, but it was bad. Here's some cover music. Let's see what this sounds like. All right, be back in a flash. Talk among yourselves. All right. Playboard is ready. I got to get the girls ready here. Marker, there's the marker. Mac Lobster Village is a jazzercise mix. Playboard a go-go coming. How's your landscape looking? I love it. It's all green. It was raining. I planted the lily finally dropped its leaves, but I had a beautiful yellow blossom on the side of the house. So those will make it through the winter. And so I'm that's the last place I had to get was the north side of the house. And it looks looking great. And I took out the hedge in front of this window here, and I put in the deep blue liriope. And then I put one on the side. So it looks good. I enjoy doing it. It's something to do, you know. Any new ornamentals? Well, I do succulents in the front or in the bird cage, but I put in the I don't know. It has to be in the shade, so I had to pull it up against the house. And then when I fill them out the back, then I'll set them back up there. I needed some red in there. Well, thank you. DOXX Report is the #1 news provider to the global watch community. You won't see Playboard coverage for from the DOXX Report. Oh, that's Tanzil. He broke up with the child, with the beast of Brisbane. All right, brace yourself. All right. Thank you, girls. Playboard a go-go. Here it is. #1 gold medal. Goes to none other than Timmy Tin Cup Panhandling Trust Funded Marxist Airport Lounge Scrounger himself, Tim Wright and friends. You know what? I got to stop saying he's on a trust fund. I think that it helped his image. For some reason, they like giving money to people that have money. Today's revenue, $54. May 15th, which is today, Friday, the last 7 days, $54. Yesterday revenue, $37. For the last 7 days, $893. Well, DOXX, I thought he was in first place. How's he in first place? That's why. Timmy, 30-day, $3,488. Tim Wright, gold medal. And let's see, take your screenshot now. And we're going to get rid of this, and we're going to go back. Who's second place? Well, there he is, the beast of Brisbane, the cult leader himself, the cult of the living dead, the beast of Brisbane. Today revenue, $139. That's not bad. Yesterday, $158. He's back. He's back, baby. He had a full panel tonight. Last 7 days at $840. That's down. But he's a gold medalist. Yes, he is. 3,030 days, $3,217. There he is, the Beast of Brisbane. Take your screenshot now. Only on the, oh, look at that, 600 and, let's get rid of this. Lifetime Achievement Award, $679,438. Can you imagine? Over his life, and it's all gone. All gone. What was Timmy's? Let's go back to Timmy. $325,418. You can't travel the world like that, and he's spending a lot of money. But again, he's got the trust fund. He can fall back on it. Well, who's third place? It's none other than Club 77, Marcelo time. $0 today. Yesterday, revenue $69. The last 7 days, $418. 30-day, $1,619 for Club 77, run by Marcelo. Let's see, I got to check this. Okay, well, who knows? Who cares? But thank you. All right, there's your playboard. Comments. You can plant anytime you want, Uzi. Anytime you want, you can plant. It's not a big deal. Not a big deal. You know what? Let's see, a lot of rice. McLobster, Freaky Winder's probably doing better than AC3. I can't find him on Playboard. Now, what they get through their private donation, Ko-Fi or whatever, who knows? All right, 18 people watching. I'm feeling the effects of the cognac. What I'm going to do, I'm going to play the Trump thing. So if you want to leave now, because I want to watch it, because I want to know what the heck's going on. So, and then after that, I may play the interview one more time. But, you know, there's no guardrails over here. And if I have to entertain myself too, and I want to know. So, Mr. President, you're up.
Hello, everybody.
How are you, Mr. President? How are you?
So we had a great stay. It was an amazing period of time. President Xi's an incredible guy. Got along, made a lot of great trade deals, including over 200 planes for Boeing with a promise of 750 planes, which will be by far the largest order ever if they do a good job with the 200, which I'm sure they will. And that's General Electric also, the engines. So they're buying General Electric. So it's approximately 450 engines, 200 planes, and a promise of up to 750 if they do a good job. We had an amazing time. It was a very historic. Oh, look who we have. Hello, David. It was a very historic couple of days, I think. Really amazing.
Sir, I know there'll be a lot of questions around the China trip, but just first on Iran, have you rejected the latest proposal from Iran, or where does that stand?
Well, I looked at it, and if I don't like the first sentence, I just throw it away.
What was the first sentence?
An unacceptable sentence, because they're fully agreed, no nuclear, and if they have any nuclear of any form, I don't read the rest of
So
it.
20 years is not enough for you, it's got to be a permanent.
No, 20 years is enough, but the level of guarantee from them is not enough. In other words, it's got to be a real 20 years, not a big
It
one.
means you've got to get all the fuel out and no more
We
production.
have to get everything, but we're not even talking about, I call it the nuclear dust. Came up with a term which seems to have gone on.
I'm talking about it because they would not remove the...
And they said that they can't remove it because they don't have the technology to remove it.
Well, you
They
could
don't have
remove
the
it
type of tractors. They say the only one, they told me directly, they said the only one that can remove it is China or the U.S. We're the only ones with the equipment. They said you were right, it is a complete obliteration. With that being said, I want to get it. And they agreed to it, but then they took it back, but they'll agree to it eventually.
Can I ask you about Taiwan? what did President Xi say to you about Taiwan? And what did President Xi say to you about Taiwan? And are you still going to approve the arms sale?
So, President Xi and I talked a lot about Taiwan. He thinks they cannot have anything to do with what they're doing. I mean, he's against very much what they're doing. We talked about Taiwan. We talked about Iran a lot, and I think we have a very good understanding with both. On Taiwan, he does not want to see a fight for independence because that would be a very strong confrontation. And I heard him out.
Are you going to
I
change your
didn't,
wording?
no, I didn't make a comment on it. I heard him out. I have a lot of respect for him. On Iran, it's very interesting. He feels strongly they can't have a nuclear weapon. He said that very strongly. They cannot have a nuclear weapon, and he wants them to open up the strait. But as he said, they closed it, and then you closed them with a smile. And it's true. We control the strait. And they've done no business, literally they've done no business in the last 2.5 weeks, which is approximately $500 million a day. So we have, we're doing very well on all fronts.
Sir, just before we leave
Taiwan, Mr. President. President Xi said that there was a risk of conflict with the US over Taiwan. What's your response to that?
I don't think there's a conflict, other than we don't need their strait. We don't need the Hormuz
On
Strait.
Taiwan, Mr. President Xi said there was a risk of conflict with the US over Taiwan.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I think I think we'll be fine. He doesn't want to see a war. And you have two things. You have the Iranian situation, and that I think we agree almost entirely, other than he's a buyer and we're not. We don't need it. And on Taiwan, he doesn't want to see a movement for independence. He says, look, we've had it for thousands of years, and then at a certain period of time it left, then we were going to get it back. They had the Korean War. A lot of things happened. And all this. But no, on Taiwan, he feels very strongly. I made no commitment either way. We'll see what happens.
What about the arms sales to Taiwan?
I'll make a determination over the next fairly short period.
You're not necessarily going to go ahead. It was your
I'm going
proposal.
to make a determination. I'm going to see. I have to speak to the person that right now, you know who he is, that's running Taiwan.
Mr. President, did President Xi make any firm commitment to put pressure on the Iranians to reopen the Strait of Hormuz?
I'm not asking for any favors, because when you ask for favors, you have to do favors in return. We don't need favors. We've wiped out their armed forces, essentially. We may have to do a little cleanup work because we had a little month-long ceasefire, I guess you'd call it, but we have a blockade that's so effective. That's why we did the ceasefire. We really did the ceasefire at the request of other nations. I wouldn't have really been in favor of it, but we did it as a favor to Pakistan, who are terrific people, the Field Marshal and the Prime Minister. But no, I mean, President Xi and I agree on many things, and we agree very much on trade. We're going to be doing a lot of trading. Our farmers are going to be taking in. I mean, our farmers are going to be very happy with the deal we made.
Is your instinct that he will put pressure, that he will try and get them to do more?
Ask him to put pressure because I don't need favors. I think he will. I think automatically he'd like to see it opened up. He gets about 40% of his energy or his oil from that, from the strait. We get none. We don't need it.
Mr. President, on Truth Social, you said that President Xi had made a reference to the decline of the U.S. We didn't hear him say that. Maybe it was something he said in private to you. So what was it, first of all, that he said that prompted you to do this?
He made a statement. It might not have been from him. It was somebody, but they talked about the decline. But he said today, and he said it very publicly, he said the U.S. was declining for the last 4 years. And he said what President Trump has done in the last 15, 16 months has been virtually a miracle. He said we have the hottest country anywhere in the world. But he said that it was a declining country. Under Joe Biden, he said we had a seriously declining country, which we did, with people pouring in from all over the world, from prisons and everything else. He said what President Trump has done has been a virtual miracle. It's the hottest country anywhere in the world, and it is. Yeah.
On a different subject, on Cuba, there's reporting that Raul Castro could be indicted by the DOJ, I believe. What does that mean?
Well, I don't want to comment on that. I'll let DOJ comment on it. But they need help, as you know. And you talk about a declining country. They are really a nation or a country in decline. So we're going to see. We have a lot to talk about on Cuba, but not maybe for today.
Tariffs, Mr. President. Did you agree with President Xi to extend that year-long truce on tariffs?
We didn't discuss tariffs. I mean, they're paying tariffs. They're paying substantial tariffs, but we didn't discuss. You know, before I came along, it was the opposite. We didn't discuss tariffs.
How come?
It wasn't brought up.
Mr. President, you said in January to us that you were going to bring up the expansion of their nuclear program. Obviously, they've got 600 weapons now, by the Pentagon's estimate, going to 1,500. Did that come up? Did you succeed in getting them into any form of arms control? Or remember we discussed New
You're
Start?
talking about China.
China.
We brought it up. The denuclearization. I talk about it all the time with Russia and with China. And it did come up. We did discuss it.
And what did you conclude?
I don't know. I got a very positive response since the beginning. You know, we're going to be together 4 times potentially this year. We have the G20, which he wants to come to, which I'd like him to come to. It's going to be in Miami. It's going to be in Doral. And it's going to be, I think, very good. Much more important if he's there. And so you have the G20. We have one that he has, as you know, in November,
Right.
in China. He's asked me to be there. I'm going to try and be there. And then we have another one on September, I guess, 26th or 24th, where he's coming into the White House.
I'm trying to understand what it is he committed to, if he committed anything.
Well, I don't want to say anybody committed, but we have a very good understanding.
So are you
You know,
going
the
to move
concept of denuclearization.
Denuclearization, or just an extension
Well, no,
of
a
New Start?
denuclearization.
In other words, building down.
And you bring Russia into it also. But the concept of that is something that would be very good.
Sir, can I ask about the political prisoners in China? Did you bring up with President Xi any of the political prisoners in China? Are any going to be released? Any progress?
I think he's giving very serious consideration to the pastor. The pastor has said he's giving very serious consideration to that.
What about Jimmy
I discussed it.
What about Jimmy Lai?
It's a tougher one. That's it. I did bring it up. It's a tougher one. For him, it's a tougher one.
What did he say about
I
it?
understand it. It's, for him, it's a very... He told me, I don't want to mislead anybody. He said Jimmy Lai is a tough one for him to do. You know, they went through a lot. And right or wrong, they went through a lot. So he told me that would be a tough one. He said he's going to strongly consider the pastor.
Sir, can I ask you 2 on technology? First, computer chips, advanced computer chips like the H200s that Jensen has. Did that come up at all with Xi?
It didn't come up, but as you know, Jensen was there. He's an amazing guy, NVIDIA. And he would be inclined. You know, they have much higher level than the H200. But the H200 is good. China needs it. And so, yeah, it came up.
They haven't bought it
We have
so
a
far.
bunch, no, because they chose not to. They want to try and develop their own. But it did come up, and I think something could happen on that.
Okay. And then on artificial
They
intelligence.
have quite a bit higher level, but the H200 is it's a great chip.
And then on artificial intelligence, what is it that you want to get done? Did you bring up
We did.
Mythos and all
We
these things?
talked. You know, we're leading by a lot, but they're second, and they're very strong. And we talked about possibly working together for guardrails.
And what
And
kind
he's-
of
and
guardrails?
he's very-
What kind of guardrails?
The
do you
standard
want?
guardrails that we talk about all the time. AI is fantastic. So many things can happen in terms of health and medicine and operations, everything. Military, and so many things can happen, but it's also got some drawbacks, and we're talking about, we probably will, we're going to work together. We had a very good conversation about a lot of stuff.
So biological, nuclear,
Could be,
cyber.
could be.
Did you specifically discuss those risks?
We discussed, I would say, almost everything you could discuss except for a reduction of tariffs.
On Iran, Mr. President, just to be clear, I mean, what's next? Is the threat of the bombing starting again? How realistic is
Well, I
that?
don't want to say that. I mean, I'd like to tell you. I'd like to say on a certain hour, a certain day, the bombing is going to start. I don't want to say that. I can only say that Iran, I can say this with very, very strong conviction, Iran will never have a nuclear weapon. Not going to happen.
President, what would the use be?
No chance.
What would the use be of repeating the bombing? You did it for 38 days.
Well, no, we did.
And you did not get the political changes in Iran.
No, I had a total military victory. But the fake news, guys like you write incorrectly. You're a fake guy, and guys like you write about it incorrectly. We had a total military victory. We knocked out their entire Navy. We knocked out their entire Air Force. We knocked out all of their anti-aircraft weaponry. We knocked out all of their radar. We knocked out all of their leaders, number one, and then we knocked out all of their leaders in the 2nd Division, and we knocked out numerous of their leaders in the 3rd Division, and they're very confused. We've had a total victory, except by people like you that don't write the truth. You know, you should write. I actually think it's sort of treasonous what you write, but you and the New York Times and CNN, I would say, are the worst.
So on another war.
You should know better, David. You know, you're a professor. You know better. Your editors tell you what to write, and you write it. You should be ashamed of it.
Subject of another war. Is there any
I actually think it's treason. When you write like they're doing well militarily and they have no Navy, no Air Force, no anti-anything. By the way, we knocked out 85% of their manufacturing for the missiles. We knocked out everything. We haven't knocked out other than one bridge that we did because they misbehaved. But we have bridges we could knock out. We could knock out their bridges and their electrical capacity within 2 days. We could knock out the whole thing. And then I read the New York Times and they act like they're doing well. And everybody knows it. That's why your subscribers are way down. You know, the Times subscribers are way down because it's fake news.
Did you discuss Ukraine?
Way down, way down.
Did you discuss Ukraine at all with President Xi? And is there any movement on that?
I did. We discussed, well, it's one that we'd like to see settled. And until last night, it was looking good, but they took a big hit last night. Yeah. So it's going to happen, but it's a shame. 25,000 people died last month. Yeah.
Admiral Cooper of CENTCOM was asked yesterday about the strike on the girls' school on the first day of the war.
Oh, that's under investigation. You're talking about the original?
Yeah. It was the only case of investigation at the moment into civilian casualties.
No, I think we have a couple of things under investigation. But that is under investigation.
Are you able to confirm yet that it was a US missile?
Who are you with?
BBC for the radio.
Fake BBC. You mean the ones that put AI in my mouth? The ones that gave me, had me saying a statement that they now admit was not true? That the ones that put terrible words in my mouth and then had to admit that it was fake? The ones that are being sued now for $5 billion and don't know what to do? You're with BBC? They're another fake outfit.
Yeah. About the deals in China, did you get a deal on soybeans? You know, the farmers.
I did. The farmers are going to be very happy. They're going to be buying billions of dollars of soybeans. Yeah.
Well, we were talking about Britain, but Keir Starmer, the Prime Minister there, is in a lot of trouble. I know you were asked about this.
Well, he's in trouble for 2 reasons: energy and immigration. He's very bad on energy. He should open up the North Sea. He's got a coal mine, and he should open up oil in the North Sea, and he doesn't. They have a tremendous value. You know, they buy their oil, a lot of it, from Norway. Norway gets it from the North Sea. Not as good an area as Scotland and the UK has. So they're paying Norway a fortune for oil that they take out of the North Sea.
Do you think Starmer's going to survive as Prime Minister?
It's a tough thing, unless he can straighten out immigration, where he's weak. And if he doesn't start drilling and stop with the windmills all over the place that are causing havoc. They're causing havoc. Most expensive form of energy. They kill the birds. They're unsightly. They're ruining the landscape. If he doesn't stop with the windmills, he's got to do energy. He's got to open up the North Sea. You know, he's got one of the greatest oil finds anywhere in the world, and he's not using it. And I tell him that. He's not using it.
Should he quit?
The oil companies call me every day. Please, please, we want to go to the North Sea. He doesn't allow it to happen.
Should he quit?
I don't say that. I think he's a nice man, actually. But, I mean, I didn't like when he said, we're going to send ships as soon as you're finished with the war, as soon as you... Well, we're sort of finished militarily, pretty much. But we, you know, David, we finished probably 70-75%. We didn't finish every one of the things. We'll go back and finish them off. And by the way, and more than that.
You saw the reporting on the missile capability, missile launchers that have remained. Does that seem accurate to you?
No, it's New York Times fake news. The missile launches are probably 80% gone. The New York Times said it's like we were hitting them like pinatas. The missile launches are largely gone. The manufacturing of missiles is about 80%, 80 to 85% gone. And we know where the rest of it. So if we go in, we'll take that out very early.
The intelligence reports seem to indicate, though,
there are no intelligence reports. They weren't intelligence reports. They were New York Times fake news.
Sir, would you consider lifting the sanctions on Chinese oil companies that buy Iranian oil?
Well, we talked about that, and I'm going to make a decision over the next few days. We did talk about that.
Do you think Xi felt stronger in his dealings with you than he did the last time that you
great
went to
relationship
China?
last time until COVID came along? I blamed them for that. I said it was Wuhan, and I was right. And look, that was a strain on everybody, COVID, and so it affected our relationship at the time. But we always had a great relationship before that and after that, and now it's as strong as ever. I mean, I went over to where he lives, which is something that rarely happens. Were you there? I don't know.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
It's amazing. I mean, people have never seen it before. It's amazing, actually. We had lunch. We have a great understanding.
You don't think he feels
it's a very positive thing to have these two nations getting along.
Mr. President, on Taiwan again, you said you were going to check with the president of Taiwan. But the 1982 assurances that President Reagan gave said the United States would not consult with China on arms sales to Taiwan. It sounds to me like you have consulted
Well, I
with
think
China.
1982 is a long way.
It was?
That's a big, far distance
you
away.
dispensed with them?
No, I didn't say anything about it. But certainly, he brought that up. He talked about that to me, obviously. So what am I going to do? Say I don't want to talk to you about it? Because I have an agreement that was signed in 1982. No, we discussed arms sales to.
And what's his request?
We discussed to Taiwan. The whole thing with the arms sales was in great detail, actually. And I'll be making decisions.
What was his request?
But I think the last thing we need right now is a war. That's 9,500 miles away. I think that's the last thing we need. We're doing very well.
Would the US defend Taiwan if it came to it?
I don't want to say that. I'm not going to say that. There's only one person that knows that. You know who it is? Me. I'm the only person. That question was asked to me today by President Xi. I said, I don't talk about those.
He asked you today. He asked you if you would send troops, if you would defend.
He asked me if I defend them. I said, I don't talk about that.
You told him that?
Yeah, I don't talk
Did
about
you talk to him about the cyber attacks that he's done in the United States or the MSS has done?
I did, and he talked about attacks that we did in China. What they do, we do too. It's like the spying. They're talking about, the spying. I said, well,
the spying
we do it too.
The infrastructure.
Look, no, I'm talking about spying. The question was asked to me yesterday, I guess. What about the fact that China's spying in the United States? I said, well, it's one of those things because we spy like hell on them too. So,
what about the fact that China is putting in the U.S. infrastructure code that they could use if you ever decided to come to the
Well, you don't know that. I mean, I'd like to see it, but it's very possible that they do. And we're doing things to them. I told them, we do a lot of stuff to you that you don't know about, and you're doing things to us that we probably do know about. But we do plenty. It's a double-edged sword.
So again, on President Xi, a couple of years ago when President Biden met him in San Francisco, he was asked if he thought President Xi was a dictator. Do you think President Xi is a dictator?
No, but I think that President Biden was an incompetent president. He gave us the Iran nuclear deal, which allowed Iran to have a nuclear weapon within a matter of years from the time they said, I terminated it. If I didn't terminate that, Iran would have a nuclear weapon, and they would have used it within probably 2 years ago, 3 years ago. If I didn't go in with the B-2 bombers 9 months ago, Iran would have a nuclear weapon, and nobody would be able to talk to them. By the way, they would have used it already.
But do you think President Xi is a dictator or not?
I don't think about it.
Right.
He's the ruler. He's the president of China. I don't think about it.
You said they would have had
you deal with what you have. I respect him. He's very smart. We loves his country. I respect him. Whether he's a dictator, that's for you to figure out. Yeah.
Mr. President, you said you didn't talk about tariffs, but did you talk about fentanyl at all?
I did. I talked about fentanyl. As you know, I put a tariff on because of fentanyl, and they discussed that. But I put a penalty. It's a penalty. A lot of money we take in because of that. I'd prefer not taking it, and I prefer that we don't have. But we did talk about fentanyl.
What kind of agreement did you come to?
Well, you know, the fentanyl is down, way down from where it was, and it could be because of the tariff penalty.
Sir, domestic issue, if I could. Where are you on the Texas Senate race?
Well, I'll maybe make a decision. I know them both very well. I like them both a lot, and you know, my record of endorsements is extraordinary. You look at what happened with Indiana, and out of all those races, the one that won was there were 3 Trump people in the race. If they had won, he would have won in a landslide. But I took out all of these candidates, and you know, long-time candidates with big leads against people that never ran before, and the people that never ran before won virtually all the races. And as you know, 2 nights ago I won every single endorsement. A week ago before that I won every single endorsement. There's never been a record of endorsements like this, which is a great honor as far as I'm concerned. No, MAGA is a movement the likes of which our country has never seen before.
But you might not endorse, sir, in Texas.
I don't want to say that. I mean, I'm looking at it very strongly. I like them both. I mean, I'll tell you what I do think. I think the Democrats have a weird candidate. 6 genders, a real hit on Jesus. I mean, this guy is bad news with his mask from relatively recently, and he's a vegan. All of a sudden, he's not a vegan. He was a vegan. Now all of a sudden, he's not. Texas doesn't like vegans. I do believe either one of them will easily win the race. I think that the candidate the Democrats have in Texas is a very flawed, very weak, I think he's a pathetic candidate, especially for Texas. Okay?
Did you see Secretary Rubio in the briefing room the other day, and what did you think?
Are you talking about his outfit?
Yeah, that's it.
I thought he looked very good in the outfit. I don't know if I'd do it, but I thought he looked very good. I think he's outstanding. I thought he was great. I mean, I saw every word of it. I thought he was.
Mr. President, back to what you were saying before about the enriched uranium at Isfahan. So, what would your logic be in having just a 20-year deal? I mean, the deal that you pulled back was 15 years. Whether they would have gotten it faster or not is up to you. But what would the difference be here?
Well, Obama had virtually no deal. Obama had a road to a nuclear weapon, and I terminated that deal. And if I didn't terminate Barack Hussein Obama, if I didn't terminate that deal, Iran would have had a nuclear weapon 2 years ago. As you know, that deal long expired.
It's taken the most years doing it, and after you're bombing, they're not.
You know what? I'll tell you what. I know you backed Obama, which shows what a fraud you are, because that was the worst deal. They would have had a nuclear weapon within a period of a year and a half after I terminated it. If I didn't terminate that, and if I didn't send the B-2 bombers in 9 months ago to obliterate, you know, one thing that did happen, which was very nice, the top person in Iran representing them was the top person. He said, I'm the only one, meaning the United States is the only one, along with possibly China, that would be able to get the nuclear dust out of that disaster that we created with the B-2 bomber.
Are you willing to do that? And why do you call
it dust? At the right time, we'll either go in or we'll get it. I think we'll probably get it. But if we don't get it, we'll go in.
But you're willing to mount the operation to take it
out? I think they'll be totally defeated, and we won't have any risk. Yeah. We have the equipment to take it out. Nobody else does. China might have the equipment. They said you're the only one. They said you and China, but they weren't sure. We have the equipment to take it out.
Sir, did you discuss North Korea with Xi?
I did.
What came out of that?
You know, I have a very good relationship with Kim Jong-un. It's been pretty quiet.
Have you had any communications with him?
Yes.
Of what kind?
Doesn't matter. I mean, I don't tell you about that. But I have a good relationship with him. He's been respectful of our country. I want him to be respectful. He's been respectful of our country. Hey, thank you very much. Enjoy the flight, everybody. Thank you. I heard you didn't have cameras back here. In fact, I loved it. I heard that. Now they got a camera. I heard that you were shut out for 2 hours until we leave the airspace. But he's got a camera. This guy never misses a trick. You better make me look good with that camera. All right. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you. Good to see you.
Mr. President, now the whole news cycle will be based on what he said. They'll distort it, they'll stretch it, they'll do their interpretation, but you've seen it for yourself now. So now when you see the headlines and the thumbnails from either on YouTube or the global media, you've already seen it. All right, comments. We had the real Jax over here, actually. Because he did mention, that was funny, he did mention guardrails, and this is the real Jax. No guardrails! All right, what do we got here? I think that's going to be the show. I mean, unless you want to hear the Morty interview again. I can replay the Morty interview, if you'd like. 15 people hung in there. But what is it, 10:45? Yeah, I'm ready to, Dr. Bob. I don't have his email. He's got to do, there will be a show tonight. The Jackson Dr. Bob show will be later, early morning. 15 people. I think we've done enough. 1 hour, 47 minutes. I think we'll cut it here. Thank you for joining me. And stay tuned for the early morning Dr. Jackson Dr. Bob. All right, thank you.
No prisoners!